So in honor of the Edmonton Oilers on a 16-game winning streak, I'm going to be going ahead, and for every goal that I score, it's going to be a +1 player added to the Edmonton Oilers in hopes of bringing a Stanley Cup back to Alberta for the first time in a very long time. As the date that I'm recording this, it is Tuesday. We play the Golden Knights tonight, and we could possibly lose. I mean, we haven't played in like 9 days. It's the first game back after All-Star break. I'm very aware of that, but we already did this with Chicago and then Toronto, and now we're doing it with the Oilers. So the rules are, I'm only going to be playing one online game, and every goal and assist that I score, it's going to count towards one spin on the wheel. If I score a hat trick or a Michigan, that's one player of my choosing out of the entire league that I can bring to the Edmonton Oilers. And then once we have all our players, we're going to have 5 years to win a Stanley Cup. If we do not win a Stanley Cup, we fail the challenge. And for a team like Chicago, who really needed a lot of help, I did 2 games, but for Edmonton, we are a Stanley Cup contender, so I'm only going to be doing an online game. So let's go ahead to World of Chell and see how many points I can get in an online game. Alright, so here we are in World of Chell. Also, yes, I did buy Vector, even though you could get him in the Battle Pass. I didn't know that before I purchased him. Regardless, he looks pretty sick. I mean, and I believe his loadout isn't even that bad. He's rocking a dangler with wheels, even though he only has like 92 speed and acceleration. But that is not the loadout that I'm going to be rocking here. I'm going to be using my usual loadout, which is a sniper. So I just found out that if you want to wear Vector, you literally got to be locked on his loadout. You can't use any different loadout with the same skin, so that was pretty much pointless of a purchase and makes absolutely 0 sense, EA Sports. And of course, the time that I am recording this, there's not a lot of people going to be playing Chell right now. I mean, the population says low. Alright, so we finally got a game after minutes and minutes of waiting. Unfortunately, I only have one teammate, which kind of sucks, but oh, I'm wearing Vector. Are you kidding me? I literally did not even want to wear this. Oh, this definitely is going to hurt my chances. I mean, Vector's pretty quick, so if I can get the wheels going here, I might be able to score a few. Also, a Michigan will be automatic with this guy, a 99 deking, I believe he has. So I should never drop the puck whatsoever. I'm also going to be able to keep up with everybody. And there it is. We get the very first Michigan on my very first attempt, which means I get to choose whatever player I want from any team in the NHL. That was extremely easy with Vector. I do not think I will ever miss one of them unless somebody deflects it away or something like that. So we are 1 for 1 right off the rip here. We were kind of getting dominated for the first like minute and a half of the game, but we're back. We're up 1-0, and great. My computer literally just took a penalty. I swear to God, in one of the patch notes, I thought EA said they reduced AI penalties, but I still see them very often. And Buddy's going to easily come down and score on the computer goalie, which is obviously not that hard. But again, it does not matter how many goals we allow. It just matters how many points we get. Great job. Great poke, computer. You're an absolute bum. The computer pokes and misses his poke and literally gets burned like a pylon. That is just straight up embarrassing, dude. Yeah, this definitely might be a rough game. I honestly did not want to wear Vector. If I don't have the puck, I'm pretty much useless out here. Vector again. No, I'm getting hit. No, squeak by. Oh my God, Vector. I mean, he's a fast loadout, but in the 2 online games that I played so far in this series, here we go. Vector coming in. Vector. Oh yeah, through the legs. Oh no. The goalie had to come out and poke. Where was our goalie at trying to poke check their shots? That just is, oh my lord, what a save, goalie, what a save. And that is the first period down. Well, the good news is we did score 1 goal. The bad news is we only had 2 shots, and one of them was a Michigan, so. All right, here we go in the second period. We are only down by 2, which is kind of surprising considering that we didn't have a great first period whatsoever. These guys pretty much know what they're doing. They move the puck around pretty well, and there is 3 of them and only 2 of us. This red guy on my team, I don't think, oh, here we go. I'm gone. Use them wheels. Wheels. Red. Go. There it is. Second spin on the wheel. Red is going to tuck it home on the cross crease. Actually, that's the first spin on the wheel. Unless, actually, I don't even know. Do I count the Michigan as a free player and a spin? This is 1 spin on the wheel, the very first spin. The Michigan will just be a player of my choosing. It won't count towards the wheel. God damn it. I gotta be real. This Vector loadout is not great outside of being able to be pretty quick and skate in a straight line. I thought it was a lot better than it is. I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would. Computer! No! Computer chokes at the end of the second period. Alright, so here we go in the third period. A very big third period as we only have 1 spin on the wheel and 1 player of my choosing to the Oilers. So I would like to get a couple more points here and hopefully get a few more spins on the wheel. I don't think 2 players are going to cut it for the Oilers. I was hoping like 3 or 4 maybe. And he's just going to absolutely rip that from the point. I mean, goalie, you need to have that one, brother. Also, Vector has a really weak shot, so shooting is not great on this loadout either. I don't think it's the best build to use. Go to the net, Red. Go to the... Red, you got to skate to the net, brother. You can't score from the hash marks. Vector is gone. Vector is gone. No, the poke check came. How? Oh my god, computer, you absolutely messed that up, dude. Go, Red. What a chop up to Red on the breakaway. Can he bury? And he gets robbed by the goaltender. Red, who are you passing to? So this is good. You guys can see it's not always me scoring 8 goals a game. There's some tough games in there as well. As we all know, EA Sports' game is not the most consistent. Goalie, can you please get up? Just for the fun. Pass it back to me. Get this game over with. We're going to head to the wheel now. All right, so here we are on the wheel. Of course, we only get to spin it 1 time, and then I get to choose whatever player I want from the entire NHL. So let's go ahead, see which team we land on here. Hopefully, I do get a very good team, as we're not going to be adding much to the Oilers. And I'm going to be landing on, oh no, the Buffalo Sabres. They only have about 3 viable players that would actually be useful for the Oilers. All right, now let's spin the overall wheel. Hopefully I get a good overall here. Please, please, please. Oh no, oh no. I get to choose a player from Buffalo that is 81 to 85 overall range. So 81 to 85 overall range. Honestly, I'm going to go Owen Power. He's very young. 85 overall, which fits the criteria. 20 years of age and maybe even be a higher overall. So this is a very, very easy choice. Owen Power, welcome to the Edmonton Oilers. Honestly, I think I am going to go with Jake Oettinger. 24 years old, already a 91 overall elite goaltender. He could grow as well. And I know we have Stuart Skinner, but he's not the highest overall. We need a goalie, so Jake Oettinger, you are now a member of the Edmonton Oilers. So here is the roster of the Edmonton Oilers after our changes. I mean, we literally only made 2 changes, one of them being Owen Power, 85 overall, a top 4 pairing D-man. Of course, in goal, we have our starter, Jake Oettinger, 91 overall, only 24 years old, not even in his prime yet, so he could grow to like a 92 or 93, and we're just going to go ahead. We have 5 years to see if the Oilers can win a Stanley Cup. And obviously, if we do not win one, we fail the challenge. So before we go ahead with the simulation, if you guys do enjoy videos like this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on notifications so you don't miss a single live stream or video that I put out. So at the end of the regular season, the Oilers just barely sneaked into the playoffs. I mean, we went 44, 34, and 4, 92 points, 4th in the Pacific. So I think we did get a wild card spot for the entire NHL. We're not going to be at the top. That's going to be Boston with 54 wins. Rangers were up there, Vegas, Winnipeg, Colorado, and Pittsburgh. Where were we at here? We were 11th. We do have games in hand though, and we are on a 16-game heater. Connor McDavid is going to lead our team in scoring, 48 goals and 113 points, followed by Draisaitl, who did have a very bad season, only 77 points. Hyman had 61. Nugent Hopkins was up there with 60. Bouchard had 60. Fogle 49. Evander Kane was good. Where was Owen Power? I know he's not an offensive defenseman, but he only had 7 goals and 27 points. For goals on our team, obviously McDavid had 48. Draisaitl had 30. Evander Kane had 26. Fogle 21. Zach Hyman only had 19 goals. And Jake Oettinger, our starting goalie, 64 games played, 37, 26, and 1. 2 shutouts and pretty mid stats. I mean, they're not bad. They're not great either. He's still a 91 as well. For the entire NHL, Pasternak and McDavid are going to tie for the most points at 113, as well as Erik Karlsson, so a 3-way tie. Brad Marchand had 110, Crosby 103, Malkin 100, as well as Breadman. Now on the goal side, Matthews is going to lead with 51, followed by Kaprizov's 50, Pasternak at 49. Malkin had a very big season. I mean, 49 goals and 100 points is crazy. Jake Oettinger is going to be up there somewhat with wins. I mean, he did have 37, and for shutouts, it's going to be Adin Hill and 3 other goalies. All had 5 shutouts on the year. And in the very first round of the playoffs, we are up against Connor Hellebuck and the Winnipeg Jets. And unfortunately, we would end up losing to the Dallas Stars in 6 games in the second round, as the Carolina Hurricanes would beat them in 6 games in the Stanley Cup Finals to go on and win that Stanley Cup. Now for the playoffs, obviously McDavid did his thing, 5 goals and 15 points in 12 games. Draisaitl had 6 goals and 11 points. Ekholm actually had a very good playoff run, no goals but 10 helpers. Evander Kane was up there. Fogle. How did Jake Ottinger do here? 6-5-1. Yeah, he was not very good whatsoever. Hopefully he does improve over the offseason, as we might even need some help from the computers to sign some players here if we actually want to take home the Stanley Cup at one of these seasons. So over the offseason, I don't think we really picked up anybody that great, at least offensively. Defensively, we still have Ekholm, Bouchard. Owen Power's up to an 86, but I am going to put him on the first line with Matthias Ekholm. Actually, I could go, you know what? I'm going to go Evan Bouchard and Owen Power on that first line, that first D pair, and then Darnell Nurse and Matthias Ekholm. They got a +4. And in goal, Jake Ottinger actually dropped down to a 90 overall. Are you serious, EA Sports? My franchise goalie that I had so much hope in that was only 24 years old somehow is going to get worse. Now, at the end of season number 2, the Oilers definitely improved as we had our best season maybe in franchise history. We went 63-12-7, good enough for 133 points, dominating the regular season. Obviously, first in our division and first in the entire NHL. Boston also won 60 games. Colorado was up there. Carolina was good. Connor McDavid's going to lead our team in scoring with 146 points, followed by Draisaitl's 112. Nugent Hopkins at 85. Evan Bouchard was up there. Zach Hyman had an okay year, I guess. Owen Power, again, not the greatest offensive defenseman, but I believe he's a two-way defender. He's up to an 88, which is good. McDavid's going to lead our team and go, damn, we had two 50-goal scorers, McDavid and Draisaitl, 56 goals and 54 apiece. Evander Kane had 36. Nugent Hopkins was up there. Corey Perry had a pretty good year. Jake Ottinger went 53, 10, and 5, 8 shutouts, and pretty good stats as well. Of course, McDavid is going to lead the entire NHL in scoring with 146, followed by Draisaitl's 112. McKinnon had 109. Zibanejad had 109. Nylander was up there, as well as Breadman on the goals side. McDavid is going to lead with 56. Actually, him and McKinnon are going to tie at 56. Matthews had 55. Draisaitl 54. Marchand and Ovi had 51, so a lot of goal scoring going on in the NHL this season. And of course, Jake Ottinger is going to break the record for the most wins in a single season with 53, followed by Aiden Hill's 43, so nobody was even close. And for shutouts, Jake Ottinger will lead in that as well, so he should take home that Vezina. And in the first round of the playoffs, we are up against the Anaheim Ducks, and somehow we literally lost in the very first round in Game 7 to the Anaheim Ducks after winning goddamn 63 games. And the Colorado Avalanche sweep the Bruins in the Stanley Cup Finals to go on and win another Stanley Cup. I don't know, I'm beginning to think this team is cursed. McDavid went literally off, 10 goals and 14 points in 7 games in the first round. Zach Hyman was okay, I guess. Owen Power did his thing. Draisaitl wasn't that great. And what about Jake Ottinger? 3-4-0. Jake Ottinger was horrible, man. Literally almost 3.5 goals per game allowing and an 8.80 save percentage. McDavid's going to take home the Ted Lindsay, Maurice Richard, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. The Norris is going to go to Cale Makar. The Conn Smythe to Mikko Rantanen. The Vezina will go to Jake Ottinger. And the Selke is going to go to Elias Lindholm. I actually think I forgot to do this last season, so I apologize for that. So as we go into year number 3, we actually did pick up Carter Verhaeghe, 88 overall. He's going to play on that second line. That should definitely help out our simulation. Hopefully in the playoffs too. Defensively, we got Jeff Petrie and now Dmitry Orlov. Owen Power's up to an 88. Bouchard's a 90, which is very good. He's growing a lot better than Owen Power. And in goal, Jake Ottinger is back up to a 91 overall, as he should be after that amazing season he had last year. I mean, the playoffs wasn't that well. We also only have 3 years remaining, as we failed in the first 2 seasons already. So hopefully one of these years we can actually win a goddamn Stanley Cup. Now, at the end of year number 3, again, the Oilers are going to make the playoffs, thankfully, as we were second in the Pacific. We went 45, 29, and 8, good enough for 98 points, and we would end up being the 7th best team in all of hockey. But the good news is the best team only won 3 more games than us in the regular season, so the NHL was very tight this year. Again, Connor McDavid is going to lead our team in goals with 49 and points with 116. Draisaitl had 46 goals and 105 points. Zach Hyman only had 73. Nuge 69. Verhaeghe only had 66, which, I mean, he's an 88 overall. I would expect him to sim a little better. Bouchard had a pretty okay season. Owen Power's way down here, not putting up a lot of points, but that's okay. And in goal, Jake Ottinger went 38, 24, and 8, 4 shutouts, and not really the greatest stats. I mean, only a 908 save percentage. Now, for the entire NHL, Kyle Connor is going to lead in points. Actually, him and McDavid are going to tie each at 116. Matthews had 106. Draisaitl was up there. Pasta had 104. Bedard, 102. Marty Necas had a pretty good season, as well as Sam Reinhart, who is going off in real life. Might actually end up leading the NHL in goals. Speaking of that, Matthews will take it home with 67 tucks on the season. Pasta had 62, Connor 56, Robertson was up there, Kaprizov at 50, Ovi almost had 50 at 49, and for goalies, Demko is going to have the most wins at 39. Ottinger did have 38, but for the shutout side, Jake Allen, Cam Talbot, and Jordan Binnington are going to lead with 6. And in the first round of the playoffs, we are up against the Vegas Golden Knights. Hopefully, we can have a long playoff run and at least make a Stanley Cup final. And finally, the Oilers have made the Stanley Cup finals. We are up against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who we do know is probably the greatest team in NHL 24. They simulate insanely well. It only took us 3 years to get here, but we are here. So let's see if we can go on and finally win Connor McDavid and the Oilers a Stanley Cup. And finally, the Edmonton Oilers are going to go on and win the Stanley Cup in year number 3 as we defeat the Lightning in 6 games in the finals. We were down 2-0 in the series, but we clawed our way back, won 4 straight, and now we can finally call ourselves Stanley Cup champions. McDavid finally has a Stanley Cup, even only after adding only 2 players to the team, and Owen Power and Jake Ottinger. I mean, 2 very good players, but still, I thought it would take more. McDavid is going to win the Conn Smythe. The dude had 14 goals and 31 points. That's insane, as he's going to be bringing a cup back to Edmonton for the first time in a very long time. And we are also going to be able to raise the Stanley Cup here in Alberta. Here comes McDavid coming to lift the Stanley Cup for the very first time in his career, as the Edmonton Oilers have gone all the way here in year number 3, and we are now Stanley Cup champions. Obviously, Leon Draisaitl has to lift it as well. I feel like in real life, McDavid will either give it to Leon or Nuge. I could see him giving it to Nuge because he's been there so long, but Leon is his best friend, so I would not be shocked either way, but Draisaitl definitely deserves it as well. Of course, we cannot forget about Jake Ottinger. This dude definitely helped us out in the simulation. I mean, he's a big upgrade over Stuart Skinner. 91 overall compared to like Skinner's 84, I believe he is. And also our other newest addition, Owen Power, really helped out our D-core. I think he's up to like an 88 now. He does not put up a lot of points, but he is a good two-way defender, as the Oilers get to celebrate all goddamn summer long, baby. And there it is. We get to finally see the picture, the famous picture of the Oilers recreating it as they are Stanley Cup champions. Finally again. Now for the playoffs, obviously McDavid went off. He really kind of did carry us. 14 goals and 31 points in 24 games. Carter Verhaeghe was very big, 22 points. Hyman had 20. Draisaitl only had 17, so he wasn't that great. Nuge was up there. Nurse, Bouchard. Now, what did Jake Ottinger do? I'm very interested to see. 16, 7, and 1. Yeah, he was amazing. A 930 save percentage and a 237 GAA. He really helped us out in the back end. And there it is. The Oilers are Stanley Cup champions in the year 2026. McDavid is going to take home the Ted Lindsay. The Maurice Richard is going to go to Matthews. The Art Ross to Kyle Connor, as well as the Hart Trophy. The Norris to Adam Fox. The Conn Smythe, obviously, to McDavid. The Vezina will go to Linus Ullmark, not Jake Ottinger. And the Selke is going to go to Elias Lindholm yet again. And that is going to do it. We have finally gone ahead and won the Oilers a Stanley Cup after adding a +1 player to my team for every goal that I scored, which, of course, it was also points, but I only had 2 in the game. Didn't do that well, but it didn't really matter because the Oilers are already really goodly built. Goodly built? Is that even a word? They're already built pretty good. Adding Jake Ottinger and Owen Power helped us out, and we got the job done in 3 years, so we did complete the challenge. Let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see next. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.